Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Mandy. I'm a field coordinator assistant in CARES. We're gonna go over the ComHab and respite for OPWDD new provider, the training for today. So first things first, professional conduct is very important. When you go in to the homes, you need to dress professionally, speak professionally, and communicate with your supervisor. And your supervisor is Stephen Miller. The contact sheet that you have received from Ying Ying should be provided on there. So, and if anything comes up when you, as in any other issues that are like important and you believe that you think you should report to your supervisor, you shall contact Stephen immediately unless it is other questions that, yeah, you want the child or the parents want the child a change of goal and stuff like that. They can contact us, the field coordinators, and we will work accordingly and change their goals, especially for ComHab cases. When you go into their homes, you need to, when I said dress appropriately, please do not show anything that is very sexual in any way. You don't want the kids to think or individuals to think any more or any less about you. Please keep in mind about the words you speak to the individuals. They may pick up on your behaviors as well. Another thing is when family members or families like to suggest you food or give you food, don't eat it. It's not safe in any cases, and it's for your own safety. And as for, don't drink, don't smoke. These things are very common sense in many ways. And what else that you're supposed to expect in these family homes? When you're visiting these homes and these individuals, you're gonna encounter many cultural differences, maybe not to all of you, some of you. And, it's to respect their family and respect their culture. And for that reason, you should also remember that when you're going into these homes. So the goals that you'll be working on when you're going into these individuals is most of these goal areas are self-care, communicating, socialization, safety, and community integrations. And most of these things are already on their ComHab goals. And when you're doing and focusing on these goals, not all these goals are taking place at home. So sometimes it will happen in other areas, like at a park or at a store when shopping and all of that. What parents expect of you is that all you're going in for is to teach and provide the help and services for the individual. And when the individual, when the parents, I should say, are asking you to run errands for them, don't do it. That's not your job. All you are responsible is for the individual that you're going in for the following hours that are provided for you, or that you have set the schedule for you and the parents. And sometimes it may happen, they might ask you, oh, could you get this before coming in? Don't do that. It's not what you do. If a parent leaves the house and leaves you with the individual, that's okay. But when the time is up, you got to make sure that, the parents are back, there's someone else watching over the individual for their safety and for your safety. Like I said before, not all services is provided at home. So sometimes services are provided at like a park or a library or at a store. That's when you put that in to your timesheets when it's required, where it's required to ask you where the service is provided. And as for safety and health, your safety and health is very important to you and the individual. So because of COVID and the pandemic, washing your hand is very important. Use a glove, wear a mask when you go in, respecting the families and what their wishes are, and for your own safety, letting the parents know that's what you want to do is also fine. Just make sure that all these safetyness is taken care of throughout the sessions that you are there with the individual. Sometimes throughout the sessions, high chairs may be used for certain individuals. It is needed for their support. You may help them through some of this, or using other developmental status that the individual needs. So you provide these services to help these individuals. Another thing is corporal punishment and emotional and physical abuse for maltreatment prohibited. Please do not let the child or when you're there with the individual, things like, sorry, excuse me, guys. If the parent says that, oh, you can't do this, if you don't do this, then you don't get to eat, that's considered as a corporal punishment or a maltreatment, and which that is strictly prohibited throughout any services. And for their safety and your safety, that you must let the parents know that they can't do that, and you are mandated to report that for any reasons. And talking about mandated reporting, you need to, you're a mandated reporter is what I'm trying to say. For the individual safety, you have to be the one reporting these. If you see that there is unsafety in the building, if paint chipping or leak in the ceiling or hanging electrical wires, you have to report that to us to make sure that, the service that you're providing is in a safe area where the individual can, the service that you're providing for the individual is safe. And throughout, most of these individuals, they have a safety goal throughout, and you'll be running through some fire drills and fire safety plan with these individuals. So you have to ask the parents, make sure that you know the safe location, teach the individual where the safe location is, and join these fire drills that you practice and conduct with them, they know where to go during these fire drills and who to call for help, or where to stay at when the situation happens. Sometimes it is okay sometimes it's okay to give snacks to individual, but you have to ask the parents first and see what their allergy is, because you don't want to give them something and something like they would react to it, and for your safety. Providing it is nice. Not providing it, the snacks and other things, is also okay, but that is also up to you. For all safety, for all individual, make sure you know where their first aid kit is. If they get a cut for any reason or anywhere, you know where to go to provide their first aid. As I spoke about before about as a mandated reporter, I raised over a little. Your first thing to do is to call your supervisor, which is Stephen, and you're supposed to, as there's a set of rules and a list of things to do if you are reporting an incident or a child abuse. So yes, all of you are mandated reporters. When you're a mandated reporter, you have to make sure you have a reasonable cause, and you are liable if you do not report this reasonable cause that you think is, or that you think has happened to the individual. You are never liable if the report is later considered unfound. All these reports that you have spoken to your supervisor is kept confidential. So it's only kept between you and the supervisor and all the other social workers that may come along the way for this issue.